Morgan Wallen, the heart behind the voice. Morgan Wallen is the kind of artist people remember for the good things before anything else. Before the headlines, before the noise, before the controversies, there is a man from Tennessee with a soft heart, a grounded spirit, and a voice that sounds like it was carved straight out of the American countryside. When you talk about Morgan Wallen, it feels right to begin with the human being first. The warmth he carries, the sincerity he sings with, and the quiet resilience that shaped him long before the world knew his name. Growing up in a family that believed deeply in kindness, humility, and hard work, Morgan inherited those values in a natural, almost effortless way. As a child, he didn't dream of stardom. He simply loved music. He loved singing in church. He loved the feel of a guitar in his hands. And he loved the simple, steady rhythm of small-town life. Nothing about his beginnings was glamorous, but everything about them was real. And that realness still follows him today. When he stepped into the music world, Morgan wasn't the confident star we know now. He was shy, unsure, and still figuring out who he wanted to be. His journey was not perfect, and that is exactly why people connected to him. He stumbled, he struggled, and he doubted himself at times. But each setback became a quiet lesson. And like someone who works the fields and trusts the seasons, Morgan kept going, trusting that persistence would eventually grow into something meaningful. His music reached people not because it tried to be profound, but because it tried to be honest. From the very beginning, Morgan sang like someone sharing a personal story, not performing a polished script. His voice carries the weight of heartbreak, the hope of new beginnings, the confusion of youth, and the belief that things will get better. He sings about ordinary life, but he sings it from a place that feels deeply lived in. One of the most beautiful parts of Morgan's character is how central his family is to him, especially his son. Despite a demanding schedule and a career that rarely slows down, Morgan always finds time to be present with the people he loves. In those private, quiet moments, he isn't the chart-dominating superstar. He's simply a young father trying to do his best, trying to be someone his son can look up to. Morgan's story becomes truly inspiring when you look at how he's grown through challenges, not defined by them, but transformed by them. The most admirable thing about him is not perfection, but growth. Instead of hiding his flaws, he confronts them. Instead of excusing mistakes, he learns from them. Instead of trying to shape an image, he focuses on shaping his character. Albums like Dangerous and One Thing at a Time are more than massive commercial successes. They're reflections of someone trying to understand himself. Each track carries pieces of who he is, the loneliness, the conflict between fame and reality, the fear of disappointing people, and the desire to heal. Morgan often says he writes to figure himself out, and maybe that's why listeners feel healed when they hear him. On stage, Morgan doesn't pretend to be larger than life. He doesn't rely on big choreography or extravagant production. He stands there, boots dusty, hair a little messy, voice steady, and sings with a sincerity that is rare in modern music. That simplicity is not a limitation. It is his signature. It's what makes people feel like they're hearing a friend, not a celebrity. Morgan Wallen is not a perfect man. But what makes him worthy of admiration is how he handles his imperfections. He doesn't run from them. He works through them. He becomes better, slowly, quietly, and consistently. People don't love him because he never fell. They love him because he got back up with intention and humility. So what does Morgan Wallen represent today? He represents hope, the hope that people can grow. He represents honesty, the kind that stays steady even when life becomes complicated. He represents the power of music when it comes from a genuine place. And that is why, before mentioning anything else, it feels right to begin Morgan Wallen's story with the best parts of who he is. His authenticity, his resilience, his love for family, and his belief that no matter what happened yesterday, a person can always choose to be better tomorrow. If this story about Morgan Wallen gave you even a little bit of inspiration, a little faith in kindness, or a reminder that people can grow, don't forget to hit subscribe and stay connected. I'll be sharing more honest, heartfelt stories from the world of music. Stories not just to listen to, but to feel. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next chapter.